Hello there, this is the Bookkeeping Master on YouTube. Welcome to this video. I'm going to cover the essentials of products and services on Sage Accounting, which is Sage Business Cloud. You may have noticed that when you raise sales invoices, there is a column for products and services. And you'll see that now. So if I choose a customer, there's this column here, product/service. The whole point of products and services is to auto-fill sales invoices and other documents, but also to keep track of stock. And I'll show you how to do both those things in this video. So let's go to products and services. On this page, you'll see a list of the products and services currently on the software. I just have one, which is example item 1. To add a new product or service, I click New Item here. When adding a product or service, we have 3 options. There are 3 types: stock, non-stock, and service. Service is self-explanatory. It's a service that we are providing, the business is providing, and you'll see that there is not as much information to fill out when creating a service as there is non-stock and also stock. So let's go through the difference between these 3. Stock. This is for items you wish to add to Sage Accounting and track their quantity. And you'll see that we can add an item code, an item description, sales price, trade price, wholesale price. This is available for non-stock items too. VAT defaults, sales account defaults, supplier details, the opening balance of stock, if there is stock already held by the business, and then additional information such as the location, barcode, weight, etc. So this is for items that we want to track the quantity of. Non-stock, if I click on non-stock, you'll see that the boxes stay the same, but I don't have that location and weight option, simply because we don't need to track that if we're not tracking stock. So non-stock is for stock items, it's for goods, but we don't want to actually track the stock of. So stock and non-stock, they're both for goods. Stock will track the goods, the quantity of goods, non-stock won't. Under stock, you also have the option to add location, barcode, weight. Any questions, let me know. Then service, as mentioned, there is not as much information to complete. So let's do a stock item first of all, and let's call this stock item 1, and this is item 1 sold on e-commerce website. So that's my stock item code and my description. They are the only boxes, apart from the sales account and the cost price and purchase account, that you have to complete. Everything else is optional, but just like all areas of Sage, try and fill out as much as possible. The more boxes you fill, the better. So the sales price, let's say we sell this for £150, which includes the VAT. Our trade price is £125, which includes the VAT. The wholesale price is £50, and there's no VAT on that. We choose the default sales account, so 4,000 sales products is fine. The VAT rate, the supplier details, so let's say we purchase this from suppliers or us. The item code, if they have one, the purchase description. This will all help later on when doing purchase orders and other things. As mentioned, the more you put in, the better. There's no VAT. Purchase account is going to go to the stock raw materials account. The reorder level. So if the quantity falls below 10, then Sage will notify me and tell me I need to order some more. And reorder quantity, let's say we order them in quantities of 100. Do we have existing stock on hand? No, we don't, but if I did, I can click that, put in the quantity, the date, and the price, and location information, such as warehouse 1B. Okay, So I've filled in that information. I click save. This item will now be added to my list. You can see here, stock item 1, and it shows me my cost price, the sales price, and the amount I have in stock. You can see there's this warning here because it's below the reorder level of 10, which I entered into the software. At any point, if I want to edit an item that I've added, I simply click on view. I go to the top right, edit, and then I'm taken back to these same boxes where I can edit any of this information. So if the item has moved from 1B to 1D, I can update that, and that is saved. So let's go back to products and services. This time, let's add a non-stock item. So this is non-stock item, non-stock, and it is for this item, whatever that is. I'm not going to fill out as much information now. Let's just scan through this. The cost price is 10, and let's just save that. So I now have a non-stock item showing. You can see there's nothing showing in quantity here. It's blank. It doesn't even show a 0. It's blank because the stock is not going to be tracked. Let's now do a service. So this is service 1, service on boilers. I'm just making this up as I go along. Let's say we charge £25 per hour. I can fill in this other details if I want to, such as the usual supplier and cost price. I'm going to save that. Once again, you'll see that I have nothing showing in the quantity in stock because this doesn't track stock. It's just a service item. Now, if I go back to my sales invoices and I raise a new invoice, let's choose Aviva. Under products and services, you'll now see my stock, non-stock, and service items that I've added. If I click on, say, item 1, sold on e-commerce website, it automatically fills based on those defaults I put on this product. If I choose this non-stock item, once again, it updates based on the defaults I set up. So you can see I got 125 here, and the description, the nominal code, etc., as well as the VAT rate. So that's how it auto-fills, auto-populates sales invoices and other documents, is we choose the product or service, so it saves us a bit of time. Now, for most people, products and services isn't about saving time. It's not about auto-populating documents, although that does help, especially if you have lots of sales invoices to raise that have the same sort of description and items. It can save a lot of time. Most people use products and services to track stock. So how do we actually track stock? If I go to stock item 1 here, I have an activity down the bottom here, which is currently empty, that will show me the ins and outs of stock. There are 2 ways to record stock in and stock out and create an activity that will show down the bottom here. So we focus on this stock item 1, sold on e-commerce website. The first way we can record stock in and stock out is through purchase invoices and sales invoices. So if I record a purchase invoice, let's say example supplier 2 with today's date, which is the 19th of June 2026, I can select item 1, sold on e-commerce website. The description comes up automatically, the ledger account does. Let's say we have ordered 100 of these, so we've been billed for 100 at £50 each, so £5,000 in total. If I save this and then we go back to products and services, you'll see that I now have 100 in stock because a purchase invoice was recorded for 100 of these. If I click on this, you'll now see there's an activity down the bottom here. Goods in, the 19th of June, 100 at £50 each. The same thing happens with sales invoices. So if I raise a sales invoice, to Chipman, and we sold Chipman 10 of these items. If I save this, then go back to products and services, you'll see that my 100 in stock has now fallen to 90, and on the activity you can see 10 is out for my sales invoice to Chipman. So as I record purchase invoices and raise sales invoices against this stock item, that stock item will be updated. I said there's two ways to record stock levels. That's one of them. The other way is to use this adjust stock level button to the top right, where you can record stock in and stock out through increased quantity and decreased quantity. It's fairly self-explanatory. You just work through the boxes, click save. So if we want to decrease the quantity by 25, I choose my reason, item damaged, click save. That will then record this on the activity and update the stock quantity. So that is a quick deep dive into products and services on Sage Accounting. Any questions you have, please let me know below.